Hi, my name's Star Wars Man, and today I'm going to be kind of comparing the older Battlefront to the new one, because everyone keeps saying the same thing, right?
Star Wars Battlefront 2 is crap.
I'm telling you now, it is not bad, okay? I'm just saying it now. Stop it. The new game is actually good, okay? It's 2020. Grow up. But seriously, the game, everyone keeps comparing it to the old one. Like, damn, it's not this and it's not that, and you can't play as Lego Gonk Droid. And it's like, does it matter? No. The game literally has, in my opinion, the same amount of content, right? I played a couple of weeks ago, I played the old one, and I'm not going to lie to you, like, it's a bit outdated. I think nostalgia is a great thing, but it kind of fogs your mind a bit, and you're like, oh my god, the old one's better. And some games are, but some games just aren't, right? You can still tell that there is a lot of love been put into this game. So, I'm going to be returning to Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I played like 3 months ago, okay? And we're going to go back to it, and we're going to see why you should play it in 2020. Because I tell you now, yeah, you're going to absolutely love the fucking game. I know you will. Anyway, let's get straight into the fucking video. Right, so we're greeted with a splash screen. It doesn't look like much, but my 2 cents, it looks amazing. Okay, so you've got all the you're showcasing everything that this game has to offer. Okay, it just looks clean, it's smart, and they just updated it, man. So of course, I'm gonna give it a point. You know, 10 out of 1. Now the game has a lot to offer in terms of customization. You've obviously got your 4 classes that you know, which you called your basics. Now, if you've ever played Battlefield or anything like that, you'll be familiar. You've got your assault, you've got your heavy, you have your officer, and you have your specialist. Now, the specialist is a sniper. Officer, I don't know what the f that is, but man, he's just decent. You've got heavy, you do damage, you deal damage, you take damage. Your assault, as you can imagine, it just kind of, you run in, get some kills, die, spawn again. That's what an assault is for, really, is just play aggressively and just die. So straight up, it's good. And as you can see, there are weapons. You know, so you can have weapons. You've got your skill cards, which, I'm just going to say this now, right? There's nothing to do with loot boxes. Like, you earn those by kills, you earn those by playing your character, you earn it by just generally playing the game. Like, it's so easy. Right, I just want to quickly butt in right now, but customization doesn't just go as far as skill cards and skins, but generally the guns, the more kills you get, just random shit you can put on your gun. So obviously with this gun here, I put on a stock, put on a muzzle. Damn, it's good. Leveling up is also a feature in this game, and obviously I have to commend this game. Commend, is that the right word? I just have to give the new game such kudos for everything, because the old one got very arcadey after a while. There was obviously instant action, but there was no progression, which meant that the game got very, very just dead. It got very, very boring, and it kind of just felt as if there was no acceleration. What kept the game alive though was mods, and again, that kind of is with the new one as well. I mean, if you don't know already, the Star Wars Battlefront 2, the new one, has a modding scene, and it is quite funny. I mean, you can play as Yoda, a Lego Yoda, all the way to a Gonk Droid with a lightsaber. It just doesn't make sense. So this is set from the future. I just want to quickly pop in and just add a little 2 cents or something, you know. But essentially, there is not just funny mods. There is a lot of actual good mods out there. One of them, which I adore, is the Mandalorian. So you can actually play as a Mandalorian on here. And yeah, they're just really well made, and it gives me those old Battlefront vibes where everyone was like, oh my god, you can do this, and I don't know, just has a lot of longevity to the game. So again, good. It's good. So I'm going to give it a, I don't know, 900 out of 10, 900 out of 10. There you go, boys. So skins. Skins are like one of those things in gaming, in the gaming industry, which is like, oh my god, this is bad. But I'll tell you right now, okay, Battlefront 2 has done it very well. So the more you play the game, the more skins you unlock. I absolutely think it's one of those things where it just adds a bit of personalization and depth into the game. I mean, compared to the old one, which everybody absolutely adores, including myself, I must admit, I do kind of enjoy playing the new one more. I get that little bit of a reward when I play this game, so I actually want to play more. So I find myself playing this game for maybe 2 hours to 3 hours, compared to the old one where I would probably play it for 40 minutes and then want to jump off, you know? And it looks cool as well when you've got a whole squad full of different characters and skins, and yes, it might be a little bit immersion breaking, but so is the old one, so is the new one. For those people that say that, it's completely out of the park. I mean, you can play as bloody Princess Leia on a map with clone troopers. It makes no sense, alright? A little attachment to the skins is there are tons of them. So obviously you can play and you've got, I don't know how many, but I'm just going to hit a ballpark with a random number and say 50 skins. It is generally that crazy. You've got so many skins to pick and choose from. I would suggest try and aim for the highest ones, which are the epic ones, because not many people really go for those. I mean, unless you're that camo dude. But otherwise, it is so cool. You've got loads of skins to choose from. Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the Galactic era. You know, obviously the clone troopers and such. And then obviously you've got a lot of skins with everybody else. So yeah, I do think it's good. And because of that reason alone, all the skins and everything, I'm probably going to give it a 20 out of 5. Because I'm being, yeah, that's quite generous. So yeah, you like immersion. The old one did it back in 2005, and obviously the new one's done it again, alright? It's DICE. That's what they're good at, right? So if you have a look, the maps are insane, the graphics are insane, and obviously you've got a lot of maps to play on. Obviously, the old one did better, right? I'm not going to dispute that, but the new one's got that feeling. In an ideal world, it would be good to have every single Star Wars map and planet in place ever, but it's just not going to happen. Obviously, they do work hard on the maps, and you can tell by the amount of map design, level design that goes into it, because obviously now it's a bit more FPS orientated, it's a bit more modern day, where player skills have got better, so has the maps. Obviously there's places where you can go high above, try and get the advantage. There is some walls, you know, and that's the trade-off, obviously, for smaller maps but more content within the maps, compared to the last one where there wasn't really much of a map design. It was kind of just a square placed in a certain theme, as it were. I would say though that DICE, if you are watching this, I'm speaking for many of us right now, we definitely need some Coruscant, we need to see some Mustafar, Upatar, we need to see loads of maps. There is some maps that generally would look so good on this game, and I know it can be done, especially with the modding scene and how quickly they're working. I do think that it'd be awesome to see DICE sort of pick up the pace a little bit and just crack on with some maps. I can definitely see this game playing nicely with like a Death Star variant where it's very close combat, sort of like Shipment on Call of Duty, where everybody's kind of running about with an assault class. I think that'd be quite cool, and it'll just kind of open everything up. So my point system is bollocks, so I'm just going to hit a random number and say 3 out of 1, because it's a very close tie, very close tie. And if the older Battlefront didn't have as many maps as it did, it would be extremely difficult to give this one a point over. The older one has some great maps, and the newer one has some great content within the maps. So for that reason, the atmosphere and everything just pushes it a little bit over. Obviously, once they start bringing out maybe 2 or 3 maps, I reckon the new one's going to get the advantage. The next one, I do think that we should talk about the game modes, because that's something that is a very widespread thing of the new Battlefront. But I just need to tell you this now, alright? If you're worried that the game's not going to be worth the £4 that it costs, because yes, I say that, but I literally bought this game for like £3. This game is cheap. I'm just going to say it now. I play this game, there's game modes, and there is enough hours out of the money that you spend. Okay, I always have it like this, right? I say £1 equals 1 hour. I bought the game for £3. I get 3 hours out of that game. Obviously, I've got way more than 3 hours, so for me, it was perfect. Now, there is a lot of game modes in. One of my favourites being Heroes versus Villains. You've also got Hunt mode, you've got Galactic Assault, you've got Capital Supremacy, you've got Blast, and I think you've got like 2 or 3 others. That's not including the single player as well, which you have Instant Action and you have Arcade. So all in all, you got that, and you got a decent ass campaign. So yeah, really, you got everything that the old one has. I know a lot of people want Conquest or whatever it were, and I will admit it was quite fun when I used to just sit down on my PS2 and play that. But you know, that can always be in the future. It's always something that they could make. If they don't make it though, I'm not really too worried. I'd rather they focus on more content, being heroes and maps. But it's a tie with that one. I really don't want to give anyone a point up, because obviously the older one had Capture the Flag. It did have a lot of cool different stuff. I really wish they added more hunt modes in it. Like, I'm talking like Wampers versus Rebels. I really want that one to come back because that was quite fun. And I just want there to be more of an expansion to the universe that there already is. So yeah, I'm going to say it's a tie on that one. So, you know, you guys, it's up to you. Honestly, I mean, you spent a lot of time perfecting the modes, and it is a bit FPS sort of
orientated. However, I wouldn't just turn it down for that reason. I really would try it and see what you think. I mean, you can always refund. There's always that. Now, one last thing I want to talk about, one of the things I want to chat about is actually the hero selection. Now, you've got quite a varied amount of heroes and villains. Obviously, they've got to try and balance that out. I do wish they added more. There's hundreds and hundreds I could think about in the top of my head that they should add. It doesn't make sense to me why they don't just port some of the people they had in the previous Battlefront back in 2015, you know, just to add a bit more content. But there it is. I mean, I wouldn't say there isn't, like, there's not a lot. I would say there is a tiny amount of content. So I think it's balanced, and so for that reason I would like to say that the older Battlefront is a tie. I really don't think it's any better, any less. I mean, it's very balanced. I mean, before you could just speed run into people and literally mow them down as a lawnmower, and then now you have to actually think, which I think is perfect. So take it as you will, and yeah, I mean, not a lot of people talk about, but that's obviously the multiplayer aspect of things. Now, if you don't already know, Battlefront 2 is actually a dedicated server, which is a lot, like 100 times better than the previous one, which was back in like 2005, as it should be. But I just want to say now that it's just a bit more fun and a bit more simple, whereas the older one just felt a bit more like you had to try, you had to search for a server, had disconnecting issues because they were, you know, game spy servers, so they weren't as reliable as they were nowadays. You know, it doesn't stop you from there. I would say that this is just simple, easy. You click the game mode that you want, you get straight into a match. It works perfectly. I've never really got over about 50 ping in a match, which is pretty good, but it's a really difficult thing to say. You know, if you haven't already, I would play the game and try it for yourself. There is no yes or no answer. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own things that they like, things that they hate, and you might even watch this and disagree with most of what I say, but it's just the reality of it. You know, there's so much to do in this game, and there's so much to do in the previous game, but in terms of longevity, I do believe that the new 2017 Battlefront is better. Now they've got rid of all the old loot crates, they've added content, and they keep adding content, and they've got a foreseeable future of content along the way, so take that as you will. All I'm saying though is that for the future of Battlefront, I do hope they add Mustafa and a couple of other maps, maybe, you know, a few more game modes. I would love to see some more hunt modes in, but I'm just saying the same things as what everyone else pretty much wants. So anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, which I really do hope so, I know it's been extremely long, I'm going to be returning to my old sort of, my normal sort of content, but yeah, if you've enjoyed it, like the video, maybe get it over 100 likes if you want to see some more type videos like this. If not, like the video anyway, or dislike it, whatever you want to do, just do something. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Happy birthday.